All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started. And as usual, this is recorded and I will post it in the Team Unity training page, on in our Facebook group. So it'll be there afterwards. But Happy New Year, everybody. I think we all agree that it's good to say goodbye to 2020, and let's just continue to pray that 2021 isn't like it. Okay, let's just think positive and look forward, and everyone keep a great attitude towards it. But I think we're all ready for a new year and a fresh start, and this is our first fast start Zoom of 2021. So I don't know about you, but I could feel yesterday. I was talking to April, and I could just feel from emails coming in and text messages coming in. I could just feel that people were kind of waking up a little bit. I don't know if they're hungover from Thursday night or Friday, partying or whatever. It was certainly a year worth toasting to get rid of. That's for sure. But I just sense it. And then today, the activity level is been phenomenal. So I think everyone's looking forward to moving forward, okay, in a new year. And we all live. I'm looking and I see people from Illinois and California, Texas, Florida, New York, the whole shebang. The whole country is online here right now, and everybody's dealing with different rules. It's just, the vaccine thing is going very, very well in some states. I know I logged in last week, and just got my father an appointment almost immediately. And I think he goes tomorrow or the next day. But and he doesn't even have to get out of his car. Isn't that amazing? I got to tell you, Florida's got its act together, folks. I can tell you that. It's the Orange County Convention Center, and I did it all online and gave him his SKU. It was one of those funny looking SKUs, square things, and brought it to him. And my kid brother actually drove. The Orange County Convention Center is only 2 miles from his house, so it literally is around the corner in Orlando. And my kid brother drove by today and asked the people that were getting vaccinated today, asked them what the deal was. They said, "You got your sheet?" And said, "Yeah." It said, You'll stop here, show that to me. You'll go up to the next girl, she'll park you, and then someone will come over and jab you with the needle." They don't even have to get out of the car. It's amazing. I mean, and they're doing 300 people an hour. They got enough people to do. So, again, a lot of good stuff coming. I know every state is different, but I'm excited about what my state is doing anyway. And but the first thing I want to talk to you about tonight is, you and I and our team, okay, our teams. The one thing more than anything else that we need to be bringing to the table is a positive attitude, enthusiasm, and excitement. Okay. If that was ever, I mean, ever gonna be a time in your career in this business to find those three things, okay, to just be positive and focused on moving forward, be sincerely excited and sincerely enthusiastic about moving forward. And don't forget to tell your face it, make sure your face knows that you feel that way. I'm telling you, you will be a magnet to people in this business. People are looking to hitch their wagon onto somebody that is excited, enthusiastic, confident, positive, and knows where they're going. Okay, more than ever. I mean, look, April and I, we've been in this industry for 28 years. Okay, 25 with our first company, and October, the end of October was 3 years, with LifeVantage. So 28 plus years we've been in the industry, and we've never seen the stars align quite the way they are right now. And when you go, they say cycles happen about every 7 years. You kind of go through a cycle. Even the Bible talks about seasons and cycles, and they could be 7, 8 years, something like that. So we've gone through cycles in the business, 28 years. We've gone through 4 or 5 cycles. And this is one of those times, okay? But I can share this with you. It's not going to be done the way we did it before, okay? It's just not. Maybe sometime this year, there will be a level of normalcy, that comes back. And, maybe when most people have been vaccinated and, I don't know, okay? None of us have dealt with this before, so I don't know. But here's what I do know. LifeVantage sales for the year were up in 2020 over 2019, and 2019 was a record. Okay, so 2020 was a record. Now you're saying, how in the world could that be? We didn't have a single elite academy. Actually, we did in February, and we saw it, and that's the last time a lot of us saw each other. Okay, it was in Cancun in February. It's the last time a lot of us seen each other. And other than that, there wasn't an event. Okay, and then we had our global, and think about it. I heard 10,000 and I heard 13,000. I don't know which number is right, okay? I originally heard 13,000, and then I was on Brandon Cunningham's call today and I heard him say 10,000. But we had anywhere from 10 to 13,000 different tuned in, different IP addresses, different emails logged into global, okay? And we've never had 10 or 13,000 people attend. Okay, so things changed. There clearly was a shift, okay, on how things are being done. And I think LifeVantage shifted as well as anybody could shift in this. But see, you and I need to shift. And, there's an old saying, okay, and my old mentor used to say this all the time: for things to change, we need to change. Change doesn't always mean success, but success always means change. So we got to do something different, okay? And if you relate back, it could be like, just thinking about how we did things 20, 30, 40 years ago when, we were using fax machines, when the phone was still attached to the wall, when most of the way we did things was through, regular mail, not email, okay, regular mail. Okay, the world doesn't function like that anymore, okay? Now everything's technology. Now everything's cell phone. Now everything's digital. Now everything is online. And whether we like it or don't like it, honestly, it's irrelevant, okay? Whether we agree with it or don't agree with it, honestly, that's irrelevant also. The only way you're going to build a business in this business is to be sharing what you have wherever people's eyeballs are. Okay. I remember when we first got started in the business, it was back in 1991, 92, advertising in newspapers and magazines was a big way of doing things. I remember when we first decided to do that, and the kind of money that was involved with that. And, it was the way to do things. It's where the eyeballs were at that time. Okay. And then we had a shift where we went on the radio, especially when we started on local radio stations, kind of talk radio, political talk radio. And then we went to Sirius radio, Sirius XM satellite, because we could talk to the whole country at once instead of just one city. And we went on and on and on and adjusted as these seasons changed, as cycles changed. And this past year, none of us got to choose the cycle changing, okay? It wasn't our call, okay? But it did change and it happened. So it's a new year now. And one of the things we need to do is evaluate what worked and what didn't work, okay? And one of the things I want to talk to you about, there's a big announcement coming out. I don't know what it is. I'm guessing there's 3, 4, 5 different things that it could be. But tune in on Wednesday. You got an email on it. There's a corporate Zoom announcement coming out on a big announcement. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know if it's some sort of new bonus. I don't know if it's some sort of new product. I don't know. I'm not sure what it is. I got 4 or 5 things in my mind, but honestly, I don't know. So tune in for it. It's on Wednesday. You got an email on it, and don't be the last to hear it. Be the one that gets it and shares it with your team. Don't be the one that hears it from your team because they heard it first. Okay. But that's one thing that we should commit to this year is being in the know, being one of the first to know so we can be sharing it and giving our teams a heads up on what's what and having an understanding of it so we can answer some questions, okay, on what's up. And I know LifeVantage is going to try and do, better than they have been doing. And I think they do a good job, okay, with that information. Okay. I think, but again, most of this year we have to figure is probably going to be, online. Okay. They already announced the March Elite Academy is not in person. It's going to be virtual again, just like Global was. They didn't give any other details with it. And that could be something they're talking about on Wednesday, on the 6th. Okay. I'm not sure, what the details are with that. But again, you don't want to miss that. And honestly, you don't even want to get it secondhand from me or April. Okay. You want to hear it yourself. So tune in for that. Check your email. The details are there. But the one thing that, I really want to emphasize tonight, and I have been doing this, and April and I were talking about it earlier today. We all have a certain amount of time that we spend building our business or doing the business or pretending we do the business or thinking about pretending of doing the business. Okay. There's a time slot, okay, that we have. And the one thing that you and I have to be really, really focused on is whether that's an hour a day, an hour every 3 days, 5 hours a week or 50 hours a week, whatever that is, 80% of whatever that number is needs to be spent doing the right thing. And the right thing is you are either inviting people to take a look or following up with people that you've invited to take a look. 80% of all of our time, mine, yours. So if I'm spending 20 or 25 minutes doing this Zoom and a few minutes preparing for it, let's say that's a half hour of my time. Well, that's a half hour of my time, but that means that there's 4 hours that I need to spend inviting and following up with people I've invited, because recruiting is the foundation of this business. Okay. And if we're not inviting, then we're not recruiting. If we're not inviting, there's nobody to follow up with. So look at what you're doing. Scrolling on Facebook don't count. Scrolling on Instagram don't count. I'll tell you what really don't count. Taking coaching classes, that don't count either. Okay. See, 80% of all of your time that's devoted to LifeVantage means 80% of all of your time. So if that means cutting out coaching for a while, you need to cut it out and apply what you've already been coached to do. And here's one thing that last year, I think we made a big, and I'm talking personally, okay, that I think I really screwed up with is I just did too much of the coaching stuff, especially the last quarter of the year. And I didn't leave myself enough time to apply what I learned from the previous course that I had taken before a new course was starting up. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. It's like, if you're taking a course and I don't care if you paid $37 or $3,000, it doesn't matter. If I'm taking a course, then whatever I've gotten out of that day, 2 or 3, whatever it is, I need to apply and run my numbers and my data and get my percentages and see if I've mastered that skill that was taught before I go listen to another angle by somebody else. And I didn't do a good job with that, especially the second half of last year and even more the last quarter of last year. So this year, that's not happening. Okay. When I take something, I'm going to take it. I'm going to focus on it. I am going to apply whatever I was taught before I take another one. And I mean, not only apply it, learn to do it and master it so that it's working for me. And then I'll move on and learn something else. Okay. Now, I understand some folks need to do that because they're not self-motivated, and they need to do that to get jacked up. Okay, I am jacked up all the time. I don't need anybody to jack me up. And again, my old mentor used to say this: if somebody can jack you up, then somebody can jack you down. In other words, if you need another person to get motivated and excited, then a person could demotivate you and make you unexcited. So one of the things that we need to focus on is, how do we keep ourselves self-motivated? And how do we keep ourselves excited? Well, that's easy in this business. There's nothing more exciting than reaching out and talking to a new prospect about the product or the business. And I don't care if we need to reach out to 10, 15, or 20 to get into that one conversation that just knocks your socks off. I mean, that one, just to get to that right person. And your numbers get better and better. And it may be 1 out of 20 in the beginning, because you got to maybe sharpen your skills, your tools, your pitch, your script, your ears, your listening. You may have to sharpen that a little bit. But boy, as you sharpen your skills, how do you sharpen your skills? By taking a course? You sharpen your skills by doing it. Okay. And then evaluating what you did after you did it, and adjust and tweak and adjust and tweak and adjust and tweak. Okay. And before you know it, all of a sudden it's 1 out of 15. Then it's 1 out of 10. Okay. Now I know when I was meeting people in person, which isn't the norm anymore. Okay. I'm talking to many more people online now than I am in person. But I knew if I could get people into a meeting that I was doing, me and April were doing, that we could get 1 out of 3 involved, sometimes 1 out of 2 involved. Okay. But that don't exist anymore. Now, the good news is 2.5 billion people available to talk to online. Okay. The bad news, that in-person, touchy-feely, emotional thing isn't as easy to come by online as it is, when you meet with someone face-to-face. So how do you make up for it? You just talk to more people. Okay, that's all. You just talk to more people. But that's the thing I'd really like everyone to focus on, is whether you got a half hour a day or an hour a day, 80% of whatever you got to spend on LifeVantage, you got to spend inviting and following up. It's got to be in the prospecting, recruiting mode, not the coaching, teaching, scrolling mode. Okay. We got to be doing something productive that is revenue producing 80% of the time. And see what happens. That's where your stories come from. And the way you teach in this business is from experience. And if you don't have stories, you don't have experience, it's hard to teach. Because then what happens, without the experience, without the knowledge, without having done it, you begin teaching, I call it like a professor, in theory. And the average person doesn't respond in theory. The average person responds better in actuality, in real life, with real examples of what happened yesterday when I was at Publix supermarket and talked to the person online. Okay, that's the stuff that people relate to, because see, that's what happens to them. So we don't want to be someone speaking in theory. We want to be someone speaking from sharing real experience. So keep that 80-20 thing in mind. Don't get caught up in books, in sessions, in whatever it is. Don't get caught up and all of a sudden think you worked your business for the day and you didn't call anyone new. You didn't message anyone new. You didn't reach out to anyone new. And you didn't follow up with the ones from last week that you did reach out to and send information or a video or something to. See, that's revenue producing activity. And that's what we got to do in 2021. Now, I had one other thing I wanted to share. Okay. Some of you, I sent a text today. Obviously April and I are extremely excited about moving forward. And, April has spent, I don't know, I'm going to guess at least 1,000 hours being personally coached and learning some new stuff. And we're really excited about applying that to this coming year, as I am, with doing things in the business myself. But what we'd like to do is have a 20-minute to 30-minute call with you to see what you're going to do, and mainly, what you're going to change to make 2021 be more productive and for your business to grow faster than it did in 2020. That's mainly what we want to talk about. We don't want to spend a lot of time rehashing. We buried the year on Thursday night. It's over. Okay. What we do want to talk about is moving forward, what's going to happen starting tomorrow morning when you get up. Okay, that's the thing. So if you're interested in doing a 20 or 30-minute call with us, obviously a lot of them are already scheduled. Just give us a window of time over the rest of the week and weekend, sometime where, give us some options of when you would be available that we can plug it into our schedule, and we'll make something work. Okay, we'll definitely make it work. You just got to give us some options because our slots are filling up. And we do want to do that. This is the time of year to do that. So we really do want to do that. But most importantly, we want to go into the year, and I'm going to close with this. There are people that are either magnets that draw people to them, or they're the flip side of the magnet that repels people from them. You know how if you flip the magnet, one way it draws in, the other way it pushes away. You and I are like that, okay? We're either drawing people into us and they're attracted. That's why it's called attraction marketing, okay? They're attracted to us. They want to know what we're up to, what we're doing, what we're on. You ever hear someone say that? Well, I want what he's on. I want what she's on. Whatever they're on, I want, It's like that. And you and I, we actually have the ability to control which side of the magnet we are. We do have that ability, but we have to focus on the three things I talked about. Super positive, okay? And we can't not tell our face. We can't say we're positive and we look like death warmed over, okay? That won't work, okay? So with being super positive, we need to be really, really genuinely excited and genuinely enthusiastic. And the only thing that'll do that for you is having your goals written down, etched in stone, taped on your mirror, that mean enough to you that you get excited when you get up in the morning and look at them, and you'll do the things that you need to do to achieve them. Okay, that is what gets you sincerely excited and enthusiastic and keeps that attitude positive. So let's go into the new year with that. Let's be the side of the magnet that draws everybody in, and they want what we want. People are hurting. People are looking for ways to do things. And I don't just mean from the pandemic, meaning the virus, okay? I mean from being locked down for 10 or 11 months. I mean from being kept from being around people they care about and they're used to seeing, like all of us. Let's face it, we're used to seeing each other all the time, okay? And it's been 10 months since Cancun, okay? It's going on a year, actually. It's 11 months since Cancun. So we're used to seeing each other and we're not, and that causes depression, that causes mental illness, that causes all kinds of crazy stuff to go on. So let's be the person that everybody wants to be around after dealing with what we're dealing with. Because what do we have? We have the best product in the world to boost and strengthen the immune system. Okay, we have the best business in the world with the flexibility to work from home, the beach, the car, your phone, anywhere you want in the nooks and crannies of your day. We have a business that everybody can do, no matter what age, male, female, young or old, everybody can do it. And we have the answer. And we got to let the world know that we have the answer, okay? And if you know you have the answer, you can't help but be sincerely excited and enthusiastic about what you got, okay? And that'll make you a positive person, and people are drawn to positive people. So write in your books if you haven't done it already. Get in touch. Let us know when you want to talk privately. Make sure you don't miss the company Zoom on Wednesday. And if there's anything we can do in the meantime, you know how to reach us. So happy New Year again. We're looking forward to have the greatest year ever in the industry, in the business, and with LifeVantage. We want to do it with everybody that we deal with on a regular basis. The only way to truly enjoy this business is to take your team and everybody with you. And that's our goal for this year. So happy New Year, everybody. And we'll see you soon. Hopefully in person. We'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.